Hey my friends, and welcome back to another session of the Through the Fire Garage sessions. Let's get right into it. We're going to use the single stick again, and we're going to pick up where we left off in the last class. Okay? So we were talking about meet the force and following the force, and we looked at slashes on the 1 through 5 line, both as an attack, but also as a defense system to those attacks, using the meet the force or the follow the force paradigm. Now let's look at a couple other different striking patterns that you could use just to go after, just to hit instead of a slash. Okay? So sometimes what we do is we don't have time for a slash, or I don't want to commit, so we're just going to use that jabbing motion. And if we start from the backhand motion, and I'm just going to jab out and back. So if that number 1 line comes, I jab it and I hit it. The number 2 line comes, boom, I jab it and I hit it. The number 3, boom, jab on the hand. The number 4, boom, and the number 5, boom, the same thing. So I can do a backhand jab to hit and destroy the hand. Similarly, I can use a forehand jab, okay? I don't prefer this. It feels a lot more awkward to me, this kind of a hacking out from this direction. However, you can develop a whole lot of power, okay? So it works great. It depends on where your stick is. That's the most important thing. You hit from wherever your weapon is. You don't try to move your weapon to get in a place of hitting. You hit from where it is, okay? So from here, if my stick is here, when the number 1 comes, I just hit into the line. Make sure not to put my hand in the line of his weapon. If the number 2 is coming, boom, I hit. The number 3, boom. The number 4, boom. And the number 5, the same. Okay? Now, we also looked at, in previous videos, the redondo motion. So on a backhand redondo, like I did a backhand jab, I can, as the number 1 is coming, hit. The number 2, hit the hand. The number 3, I want to beat it if I can. The number 4, beat it if I can. Or if not, I let it pass and hit. And the number 5, I step outside and hit. Okay? Same thing I can do with the forehand redondo. As that number 1 line is coming in, forehand redondo. All the way through. Okay? Number 2, forehand redondo. Number 3, forehand. Number 4, forehand. And number 5, forehand redondo. Make it a big slicing motion before you pull the wrist back. Don't try to stop it here. Make sure to draw the weapon all the way through. All the way through. Okay? Now we have a slashing motion, meeting and following. We also have the backhand motion, the forehand motion, the backhand redondo, and the forehand redondo. Okay? So sometimes what we like to do is compound hit. Look at how to hit multiple times in the same beat or slightly off beat. Why would I do this? Sometimes if the shot comes, he might have drawn my hand to come out to try to counter. And as my hand goes by, that's where he's going to counter me. So sometimes if I shoot that shot and I feel like it's wrong, I'll pull it out and then counter with a redondo. Or I might with a backhand go to hit. I might miss and fill the line with a redondo so I don't get hit. Okay, so I'm putting multiple hits out there. In the beginning, what I'd like you to do is a full beat. So you're going to backhand, redondo, or forehand, redondo, that jab, backhand redondo, backhand jab, backhand redondo. Forehand jab, forehand redondo. It's 2 different patterns I can do. So on the number 1 line it's coming, I backhand jab, backhand redondo. The number 2, backhand redondo. The number 3, backhand redondo. The number 4, backhand redondo. Okay? The thrust, backhand redondo. But let's have you do it now. So here's what I like to start. Just a backhand on all 4. The backhand jab, using the tip of the stick, hit my hand on each stroke that I give, okay? Let's go through it twice. 5 shots, okay? All 5 hits. 1, you backhand redondo. Backhand jab. Boom. Number 2, backhand jab the hand. Number 3, boom, backhand jab that hand, or here, backhand jab. Number 4, backhand jab, backhand jab. Number 5, bang, backhand jab. Okay, again, 1, you hit. 2, you hit. 3, you hit. 4, you hit. And 5, you hit. Now, do it with a forehand jab. Okay? Number 1, you hit. Boom. Number 2, you hit. Number 3, you hit. Number 4, hit. And number 5, you hit. Good. Hopefully you're starting to see where you can get these shots in. Really pay attention to where you're putting your hand. Don't put your hand in place to get hit. As my stick is moving, avoid my hand by tilting your weapon. Okay? Now let's try it with a backhand redondo. All right? So as I hit, you redondo. Bang. As I hit, bang. You redondo. Number 3, hit or hit. Number 4, hit, hit. Number 5, hit. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now let's try it with the forehand redondo. Okay, number 1, you hit, boom. Number 2, you hit. Number 3, you hit, hit. Number 4, hit, hit. And number 5, you hit. One more time, hit, boom. Hit, 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 and hit. Outstanding. How's that feel? You understand now why we needed to have you start doing some work in the air over footwork earlier to be able to understand how to do this? When you have a partner there and someone feeds you this, you're not going to be able to stand there because the weapon is coming at you. You're going to have to do what? Step off line. Step off line. Step forward. Step forward. Step sideways. Okay, you're going to have to use your footwork to get your body out of the line of travel of the attack that's coming to hit you. All right? If you've been doing the work that we've been doing the last 2 or 3 months together, you have a basic understanding of how to already move the feet and the hands together so that when we now add in something for you to avoid or to target, it makes it much easier for you to connect the dots. Okay? So now let's put 2 shots together, shall we? So here's what I'd like to start with. When the number 1 comes in, you're going to meet the force, redondo. Number 2 comes in, meet the force, forehand redondo. Number 3, meet the force for a backhand redondo. Number 4, backhand, forehand redondo. Number 5, hit, hit. Okay? Again, the number 1 comes in, I meet the force, backhand redondo. Number 2 comes in, I meet the force, forehand redondo. Number 3, meet the force, backhand redondo. Number 4, meet the force, forehand. Let's try that again, John. Meet the force, forehand redondo. Number 5, meet the force, backhand redondo. Okay? Now it's your turn. Here we go. Number 1, meet the force, backhand redondo. Meet the force, forehand redondo. Meet the force, backhand redondo. Meet the force, backhand redondo. Meet the force, forehand redondo. Let's try it again. Meet the force, meet the force, meet the force, and meet the force. Now let's reverse that. Start here, closed. Okay? When that number 1 comes in now, I'm going to follow the force, forehand redondo. Number 2, follow the force, backhand redondo. Number 3, follow the force, forehand redondo. Number 4, follow the force, forehand redondo. Number 5, follow the force, forehand redondo. Okay, let's give it a shot. 1, follow the force, redondo. 2, follow the force, redondo. 3, follow the force, redondo. 4, follow the force, redondo. And 5, follow the force, redondo. Again, 1, follow the force, redondo. Follow the force, redondo. Follow the force, redondo. Follow the force, redondo. Follow the force, and redondo. Excellent. How'd that feel? You see how we're going to start putting this together with a partner now. If you haven't yet, I would suggest you start to look for somebody to train with. It can be your partner, it can be a child, a friend, a neighbor. Invite someone in and have them start to train with you, okay? If not, you can follow after me doing these drills on the video. It's much better to do it with a partner, but it's possible to do it this way to start with, okay? So, if you like what we're doing, please like, share, and subscribe. Facebook group, TTF Garage Sessions. If you're not a part of it, go get to be a part of it. All right, go ask to be admitted. If you're not, I'll allow you into the group. It's a closed group just so I can monitor who's in there. But if you need more information about this, you have any questions, or you would like to show me, go ahead and just contact me through the YouTube. You can put a link in there, or you can put a message through the Facebook group. Okay, so I'd love to hear more from you. Love to see you again. Talk to you soon, my friends. Take care. Bye-bye.